You're welcome once again to our class on air. These classes are aimed at helping you to do very well in your SSC English language examination, and are brought to you by University Press PLC, publishers of high quality standard books, including the books that you are using, that you are used to, the new Oxford English, second English course for both junior and secondary schools. You recollect that we were looking at paper 1 in one of our programs. Paper 1, which is the multiple choice or the objective test. And we did say that if you actually do very well there, you have to practice much. And the items there are very many. They are assorted. In other words, you cannot, because we are dealing with revision here, we cannot go into the discussion, into details of all the items, like the grammar, the parts of speech, the verb, everything. But if you get hold of the books in the series, New Oxford Second English Course, books 1, 2, and 3, I'm so sure that you'll be able to benefit much from the discussion there and be able to do very well, obtain distinction. Most especially book 3, which is aimed at actually helping students to do very well. It is a bumper one, it's very, very well loaded. Okay, we're looking at objective test. Remember we said that they are in 6 sections. Section 1 dealing with words and opposite of antonyms. And we did say that the antonym of a word, context, we discussed that in that program. We also said that section 2 deals with words that are appropriate, words that are suitable for the context. And section 3 deals with the idioms, interpretation of idioms. We looked at that one too. Section 4 dealing with all the words nearest in meaning. Again, we discussed the fact that we cannot the word except we actually know the context. And section 5 deals with all the elements of grammar, question tags, tenses, and all other assorted items. Section 6 deals with registers, words that are used in fields of human endeavor, like family life, building, environment, health, sports, and so many other areas, advertising, many other areas. And you recollect that we're looking at some questions which are patterned along the school start style. We're not saying that they are not past questions, but we are trying to look at that pattern. And we went as far as to number 59 in that program. We are still going to continue in this program with the other numbers, the other units. Number 60 here, for example, that house across the road is theirs. The answer is theirs. Theirs, there. Theirs. And the theirs is this one, without the apostrophe. Remember, those are pronouns. Now, then the next 61, please speak on, I dash you. Now, it is most common to hear people say, I'm hearing you. That is not right. It is always, I can hear you. Speak on, I can hear you. With verbs of perceiving, seeing, hear, you don't use the ing form. So you have can hear you here. Speak on, I can hear you. Number 62, the paper has been dashed. Has been what? Usually you have people saying has been grinded. It's not right. The correct answer is ground. Because you have, let me have this one. The present tense is grind. The past tense is ground. The paper has been ground. And of course, the past participle is also ground. Now you can have ground as the present tense, but that's another form entirely. When, if for example, say, my car has been grounded, therefore the past tense will be grounded. But in relation to pepper, it's always grind, ground. The pepper has been ground. Take note of that one. Right, let's look at another one, number 63. Of inquiry been set up to because of protest. Now, this is another form which you have to be very, very careful with. It is also always called a pattern along the, you remember there's a hyphen, 10-man board, 10-man board. Talk about 10-man, kind of a 5-man board, 5-man, 7-man board. That is the structure. And it has to be hyphenated. You can see the hyphen there. 10-man board of inquiry has, because it's a unit. So therefore the answer is C, which is 10-man board of inquiry has been set up to look at, to investigate because of the accident. You have another one. There were dash infant deaths last year. There were fewer. You cannot say more fewer. It is always fewer, though. Fewer infant deaths last year. Then 65 now. Chime and Dotun needed wait for us. These is now question tags. The answer will be: do they need to? Didn't. Do they? That is the structure. Then you have 66. Uma and Yusuf went hunting today, and the tag is didn't they? That is the tag. Didn't they? Question tag. Yes, they did. Number 67. It's no longer easy for a graduate to secure what? Always is employment. Remember, employment has no plural. You cannot say unemployment, cannot say employment. Always employment. As you have in furniture, employment. So take note of that one. That has no plural. But you can talk about job. You say job, then it's jobs. Jobs has the plural, but employment has no plural. Number 68 now. Is that right? Again? Number 68.
Action.
And 68 you have you any objection? Dash him to our party. Objection to inviting. Number 69. The careless manager has caused his bank to do what? To lose. B. Remember, it is the first one is lose. The past tense is lost. The next one is loose. When something is not tight, then of course it is loosed. And remember the pronunciation is, this one is loose, and this one is loose. So the careless manager has caused his bank to lose millions of naira. Number 70, she has always been afraid to speak. Speak when? Or speak where? In public. Not in the public, in public. That is the construction. Afraid to speak in public. Now, number 71, a basket of oranges being placed on the table. Remember, it is the basket that actually dictates what happens with the verb. The basket will dictate, and therefore, the basket can contain 1,000 oranges, can contain any milk, but it is the basket that controls the verb. Therefore, has been placed. Has been placed. Okay, let me use this one. Has been placed. Then number 72, the first lady wore a dash ring to the occasion. Which one? Now this is the order of adjective now. Which one? A very expensive glittering gold ring. That is number C will be the answer. A very expensive glittering gold ring. You have to go and learn the order of adjectives. 73, all that the president said was reported in the dailies. Now, we are used to all what. It's not all what, all that. All that You have been saying all that he said, or not all what, but all that. Take note. And the next one is 74. Number 74. You have dash unemployment. Government has promised to create millions of jobs to solve the problems. Now you have with regards to, as regards to, the answer is with regard to. If you want to use regards, it will be as regards. So there will be no to. As regards the matter, it is already a settled case. But this one is with regard to unemployment. Then number 75, a teacher invited Elo and Dash to his house. Now take note here, be very careful. You cannot say Elo and me and I. It's always Elo and me. Let's talk a little about that one. If you want to analyze this statement, our teacher invited Elo to his house. Our teacher invited me. You can't say I. Because it is object position. If it is subject, then you can say Elo and I have been invited. That's the subject position. But what is here is me, not I. So a teacher invited Elo and me to his house. Take note. Right. Now let's look at the number 76 now. If you dash the work, you wouldn't have been punished. If you had done, that is the, you see, you have three conditions. You have the likely one, you have the unlikely, you have the impossible. There are three conditions. The first one is, for example, if I go to the University of Lagos, or any university for that matter, I will study law. Right. That is still possible. That is the likely condition. Second one is if I went to Lagos, to the University of Lagos, or to university anyway, to university, can be anywhere, I would study law. Remember, would study, will study, changes. This is unlikely. And the other one is the impossible one. If I had gone to the university, I would have studied law. This one is now would have studied, which is impossible. So we have here, for example, if you had done the work, you wouldn't have been punished. So that's the answer there. Then the section 6, or the passages on registers. Now, the words that are associated with human endeavor, farming, building, environment, sports, medicine, anyone can actually be chosen for you. So let's look at this one, for example. In the following passages, the numbered gaps indicate missing words. Against each number in the list below each passage, 4 options are offered in columns letter A to D. Choose the word that is the most suitable to fill the numbered gaps in the passages. Let's look at passage A. The problem of youth and employment can be solved by getting the youth interested in large what? Large scale, okay? Large scale farming. Large scale farming, that is the appropriate word there. Large scale farming. It is capital rather than dash intensive. Capital rather than labor intensive. However, many dash can still be made available on land. Many what? Let's look at the options. Many works, no. You don't need works. Many rows, no. Many jobs can still be made available on land. In this type of dash farming, what type of farming is that one? Let's look at it. Mechanized farming, using machines now. Mechanized farming. Plowing, harrowing, and sowing are done by let's look at the by laborers, no, by machines, of course. Machines do the harrowing, the plowing, the sowing are done by machines, not manually. Weeds are kept down by artificial what? Herbicides. Herbs, you remember? Herbicides. Right. Whilst harmful insects are cut off by what? 84? No. Pesticides. Pesticides. They're usually applied by motorized, what do you call the thing that they use? Motorized sprayers. The abandonment of traditional methods of farming in some areas has led to the need for artificial fertilizers. Artificial fertilizers. If the land is to remain fertile, it is interesting to note that dash husbandry, what type of husbandry? Animal husbandry. You talk about animal husbandry. Has also been mechanized. Increasingly, dash are no longer reared by nomadic cattle. Cattle are no longer reared by nomadic what? 89 herdsmen. Talk about herdsmen, nomadic herdsmen. But kept in large what? Large ranches. Where they keep cattle, all right? They will live all their lives crowded together in buildings as opposed to being kept in the open air. The same thing is applicable to the dash of poultry. What do you do to poultry? Some people said rearing of poultry. You don't rear poultry, you keep poultry. Poultry keeping. Poultry what? Poultry keeping. Keeping of poultry. That's passage 1. Let's go on to passage 2. The passage is on farming and Greek. I told you it can be on any subject whatsoever, on any area of human endeavor. This one is on law now, law and justice. Passage B. When the case came up for hearing at the dash court last week, at the what? Smaller, lower, minor, major, it is lower court. Lower court last week. The dash counsel, defending, defendant, defense, defender, defense counsel. You talk about defense counsel. Those are the appropriate registers for that one. Ask for what? What did you ask for? Adjournment. And ask for an adjournment. Right. But the dash judge refused. Each judge, the presiding judge, talk about presiding judge, refused, saying in view of the public interest involved in the case, that's going to be disposed of in good time, and so the dash should start today. The what? Talk about the hearing. Hearing must start today. The prosecution outlining its case contended that judge, the what? The accused assaulted the first witness, Mr. Dandaru. Judge dash not guilty. What did they do? Not guilty. Pleaded not guilty. Judge pleaded not guilty. And was dashed in police custody. What happens to him? He was remanded. You remember, all these are the registers that are used in this area, and this area of justice, law and justice. Right. The court later dash after a few more cases. What does the court do? The court rises. So the court rose after a few more cases had been considered. The next session of the court, according to the judge, will be in a fortnight. So that's this one is on now justice, law and justice, law and order, law and justice. The first one was on agriculture and can be in any human endeavor. we shall look at another set of questions taken from the New Oxford English course senior secondary school, published by University Press PLC. This one, book 3. The book 3. Let's look at another set. This is a pattern of the SSCE. Actually, this set has been taken from this book, book 3 of the New Oxford Secondary English course for senior secondary school. It's a set. In fact, I told you before that this book has 10 standard size of the school SAT exam questions. We're not talking about the past questions on page, starting from page, from page 133. Look at the practice exam papers, papers 1, from 1 to 10. In other words, what you're saying is that paper 1 has 100 items in 10 places, which means we have 1,000 units of this objective test here. And paper 2 too, you have 10 sets. Paper 3 you have 10 sets, which means anybody that goes through this book will score outstanding A1. Not even, in fact, will actually excel in more than other people. So that's why I'm advising not past questions, but the questions that have been set by those who actually wrote the authors of the book, not the past questions. Let us look at the set now. Here, answer the questions. In each of the following sentences, there is one word or group of words underlined and one gap from the list of words or group of words and letter A to D. Choose the one that is most nearly opposite in meaning. Remember that section 1 to the underlined word or group of words. And I will at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Let's look at number 1. Civil servants must never make confidential information. Confidential is underlined, and therefore, what are we choosing there? Confidential. The opposite will be public. Also, public. Number 2. Whereas the hearing officers were downgraded. All right. The diligent ones were, what is the opposite of downgrade there? Elevated. Elevated. They were moved up. 3, it is quite surprising. The husband is quite generous, but the wife is what? Opposite of generous, that would be mean. Number 4, wise Candace industrious at school. Taiwo is industrious, hardworking. Taiwo is what? Indolent, lazy. Number 5, you will know them by their fruits. The cultured and the dash are known by their behavior. Cultured, remember I came across even culture somewhere. Cultured and the barbaric. Number 6, rather than disparage my efforts to become a soldier, my father dashed me and provided useful information about the army. Disparage means what? To discourage, and therefore the opposite will be encouraged. My father encouraged me. Number 7, the government is making concerted efforts to accelerate the process of national development, but some people are busy trying to do what accelerate means to do it also, and then to retard it. Retard is to bring it back. Number 8, the turbulence that characterizes the area has given way to turbulence means violence, and then therefore the opposite will be giving way to calmness. Turbulence, calmness. Number 9, the accused argued in court that the murder he committed was accidental and not accidental, just by accident, and not what? Premeditated. Number 10, criticism really should be a mixture of dash of the good aspect and condemnation of the bad aspect. Condemnation, which one is the opposite of condemnation now? It will be commendation, which is D. Commendation. Condemnation, commendation. Let's look at the next one. Let's complete. From the words lettered from the words or group of letters, from the words or group of words letter A to D, choose the word or group of words that best complete each of the following sentences. Because I want us to rush to finish. That's why I'm rushing. After their meeting, the two presidents issued a what? When they issue a communique, stating what they want to do. They have agreed on. Number 12, the preliminary dash conducted by the police into the incident revealed that the death of the victim was a result of provocation. Remember what? Remember investigation. Talk about investigation there. That's the most suitable. The unfavorable economic climate has forced many people to dash to seek greener pastures. To do what? To do what? To do what? Emigrate. To seek greener pastures. The package is dash. Please handle with care. Is what? Package is fragile. Not weak, but fragile. Many people are now going against punishment, against dash punishment. Against what? Against what? Dash punishment. Against capital punishment. Capital punishment by death, right? I trust my father. He will never dash any act of indiscipline. Never do. What is the right word there? Condone. He will not tolerate that type of act. The members of staff pledge their dash loyalty to the new principal. Their what loyalty? They are unalloyed. Unalloyed means not mixed with anything. Total support, total loyalty. There was an introduction of the court dash because of power outage. Court what? Talk about court proceedings. That is the right word there. Court proceedings. The minister was sacked for gross what? Gross what? Dash of duty. Gross dereliction of duty. B. The kidnappers demanded a dash of 2 million naira before they could release the child of the influential government official. What did they demand? Ransom. A popular one. Ransom. Right, let's go on to section 3. Dealing with what? With idioms, interpretation. He received the news of his mother's death without batting an eyelid. Right? That's the idiom now. This means that he did what? He showed no feelings. He did not bat an eye. We have that before. No feelings. The teacher has the principle in the palm of her hands. The teacher has the principle in the palm of her hands. This means that the teacher did what? Has complete power over the principal. That's our poor teacher. Right. Now let's look at the next one. You don't know Tosin. He doesn't do anything by halves. Anything by halves. To do things by halves. What does that mean? I told you that sometimes you get the meaning of even the idioms from the idiom itself. You think very well. When you do things by halves, it means it's not perfect. And therefore, this means that Tosin is thorough. He doesn't do things by halves. Right. The auditors discovered that the accountants had doctored the accounts of the firm. Accountants had doctored their firm, the accounts of the firm. What have they done? In other words, they have falsified. That is to doctor the accounts, to falsify. That's the meaning of that idiom. From the way he teaches, the teacher has demonstrated that he knows his onions. This is somebody knows his onions. What does it mean? This means that the teacher knows his work very well. Knows his work very well. Knows his onions. So the advice not to put too many irons in the fire. Well, we have come across that before. This means that he was advised not to do what? Not to do what? To take on many problems. Sorry, take on more problems that he can cope with. Don't put many irons in the fire. 27, I'm afraid he has a screw to lose. This means that he what? He's not. What does he do? Slightly changed in his behavior. Right. Knowing that he held the trump card, Tolu kept silent and allowed others to go on arguing. Trump card. Probably this is from the idiom from playing cards, all right? Trump, which card would you refer to as the trump card? Which one? This means that Tolu had the what means to do what? To win. He had the trump card. I'm afraid I don't go all the way with you on that. I don't go all the way with you on that. What does it mean? It means I don't completely agree with you to go all the way. Right. The minister hit the ceiling when he was presented with a huge estimate for the construction of the new road. To hit the ceiling, what does that mean? He became very, very angry. Hit the ceiling. Now, section 4, dealing with words nearest in meaning. From the group of words letter D to D, below each of the following sentences, choose the word that is nearest in meaning to the underlined word or group of words as used in the sentence. Politicians should not make damaging remarks about their opponents. Damaging there. Which one will be the answer? Scathing. Scathing remarks. One can damage their reputation. The teacher refused to comment on the principles on complementary. What did he do? He declined. He refused. He declined. Right. Let's look at another number. That's number 33. In the present situation, the present is powerless. The present is powerless. And we have the options: incompetent, impotent, incapable, inefficacious. The one that's most nearly opposite, nearest in meaning in that context is B, which is impotent. Impotent. So we can use impotent instead of powerless there. Number 34, there was an abundance of food on the table during the birthday ceremony. In other words, we have the options: a basket, a shortage, a great deal of, and a heap. Now we're going to choose a great deal for abundance. A great deal of food for abundance. Okay, that's number 34. 35. The crowd, being intimidated by the soldiers, stood silent and afraid. Being questioned, no. Attacked, no. Informed, frightened. Maybe the nearest in meaning. For all men, death is inevitable. Inevitable. The answer will be A1. Unavoidable. I don't think that anything he does will affect the result. Affect will influence the result. I don't engage in shady businesses. Shady means dishonest. In that form. Some politicians engage in clandestine meetings. Clandestine means what? Secret meeting. Then section 5. This is now items of grammar, question tags, tenses, so many other things there. 41. The boy is very saucy. I can't put dash with his behavior any longer. You put up with. That's part of the phrasal verb now, to tolerate. Leslie's supply to his apartment was dashed because he failed to settle his bill. Was cut off because he failed to settle. The next one is number 43. The guests waited until the attendant dashed the bill. The attendant did what? Made out. Now, until they wrote the bill. The punishment meted, remember that word is meted, not meted. Meted to dash students is unfair. To us, not to we, to us, students. To us. We enjoyed the dash bus that took us to Lagos. What type of bus took to Lagos? The luxury bus, not luxurious. It's common to have to hear people say luxurious bus. It's not right. It's luxury bus. Luxury bus. I'm sorry, I learned that you were dash, and so you spent 3 weeks at home. You are what? Indisposed. Not ill, indisposed. That's 46. Let's look at another number 47, which reads, the invigilator caught the two students red-handed as they were copying what? We have the options, one another's, the others, each other's. Now, the appropriate one is each other's, which is D. Remember that C has the apostrophe after the S. It should not be so. It should be each other's, which is the apostrophe before the S. That is the answer there. D, the 7th. Next one is by the time we left the place, the tables that for the birthday party were being set. Number 49. That's a safety belt. He wouldn't have been injured in the accident. Or what should be? Had he had a safety belt, he wouldn't have been injured in the accident. 50. I tried this key on the door. Even though it turned freely, the door would not unlock. 51. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I need to dash. To do what? It is C, to have my hair cut. You usually have your hair cut. You don't cut your hair. You don't cut your hair. You have your hair. That is the expression. Have your hair cut. Not I want to cut my hair. I want to have my hair cut. Remember? 52. If there's anything Amaka likes, it is dash football. It is what? Playing football. He likes playing football. Number 53. He can't remember ever dash a hyena. Ever seen a hyena. Now let's look at the other ones. Now 54. The boy who stepped on a dash was fortunate enough to have been electrocuted on what? A live wire. Talk about live wire. Live. The one that carries the energy, the thing. Live wire. Talk about live wire. Not live, but live wire. Number 55 now. The president with his wife. Remember we said when we have this expression together with remember with, like, accompanied by, as well as. The verb must agree with the first subject mentioned, right? We have done that before. So let's look at this one, number 55 now. The president with his wife, has arrived, which is 56. At this dash, we need to take a bold step so as to deal with the problem decisively. At this what? At this juncture. Not at this junction, at this juncture. Juncture, not junction, juncture. Number 57, that the issue is, I think we need to exercise some caution. Which one? With regard to, we can have as regards the, but we have no to. But this one, with regard to, no S, or the regard. Another number is number 58. At 58, we have it here. The sick lady had dashed in bed for a month before she recovered. Had dashed. Then you have the options: lied, lay, laid, lain. Now we are looking for the past participle of the word lie. To lie in bed, lie. and the correct one there will be lain. In other words, it will be a sick lady had lain in bed for a month before she recovered. That's the right option, lain. The dash were not to be pitied, but to be helped. The what? The disabled. That would be standing for all the group of people who are physically challenged. She willed her magnificent house to the poor. That is now question tag. Didn't she? That's the correct tag there. Didn't she? She willed, didn't she? You aren't going to the party. And the tag is, are you? 63, this is 2 now. The thing that started as a simple joke resulted in a big quarrel. Resulted in a big quarrel. You think I'm being unnecessarily difficult? Don't you? Don't you? That's number 68. Question tag now. For security reasons, the policeman stopped all the what? All the what? All the passers-by. So what? Passers-by, not passers-bys. Passers-by. Right. Then number 65 now. The dash of all the states in the Federation are meeting. The commanders-in-chief. Commanders-in-chief. Remember? Commanders-in-chief. I have brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, not sister-in-laws. Now the next one is a dash committee has been set up to investigate the allegation of fraud and embezzlement leveled against the minister. A what? A 5-man committee has been set up. It is high time you did what? You became serious with your studies. Became. That is the construction. Undoubtedly, this is Amachi's handwriting. There what? Can be no argument about it. 9. Is anybody that the law, above the law? The judge asked. The 2 dogs are so identical that I cannot tell whether that one is yours or mine. Which one are you choosing now? Yours without the apostrophe or mine? 71. Something must be wrong with that man. He is dashed today. He is driving rather carelessly. That is C, driving rather carelessly today. Mrs. Chinyere has just bought a what? A what? Sports car. A marvelous small red sports car. We must learn to dash that in life. To do what? To take the good and the bad. Now, to take the good with the bad. The good with the bad. In life. I'm afraid we may not be able to go to the other ones now because of the fact our time is already up. But let's do the 2 other ones that we have there. We may not be able to look at the registers today. Our teacher's words instilled confidence into us. The driver, having seen the child on the road, suddenly did what? Applied the brakes. He applied the brakes. The news is dash to be true. Too good to be true. Too good to be true. We'll not be able to go to the registers today because of our time. Our time is already up. But I know that if you go through all the exercises that I told you before, in this book, we have 1,000 units, not past question, 1,000, 100 per unit in 10 places. 1,000 units of this objective test there. You will be able to actually prepare yourself well for this examination. So I want you to go and get hold of this one. Look at it very well and study it. I'm so confident that when you use it, you're going to have not just a C6, not just a narrow escape, but a distinction in your school start examination, both the WAEC one and the NECO one. So until I come your way again, it's bye for now. Thank you very much for listening.